Howdy doodly, everybody. How's everyone doing tonight? Hope everybody's doing fantastic. We are back with another Zygarde League match. Ready to go live and ready to thrive. It is our last match for the week. So, we are getting ready down because we have week 4 all ready to go for next ready to go. Everything is all planned out. We have some of our first teams are already coming in and scheduling their next matches already. So we are excited for that. So without further ado, our teams are going to be ready in 8 minutes to get this match underway. So we've got 8 minutes to give you a quick update on the standings. Tonight, we have Hampsters, which is in 6th place, versus Arson, which is in 4th place. Arson is looking to keep their rank and try to increase their standing a little bit more. Arson was previously in 3rd place, but they dropped to 4th. But that's only because they haven't played this week's set yet. So, the standings will be updated one final time before we go into week 4 to see where Arson is going to sit. Same with Hampsters. Hampsters is currently sitting down in 6th place, but this might not be where they stay for too long because again, they haven't played their set this week. But sitting up in 1st place undisputedly is Thanks Gaming and Secret Tech. And let me tell you, those are hard won. They not only have 3-0, but they've gone 9-0. Every game in the Zygarde League so far has been a complete one-sided shutout for these teams. That's not to say their opponents never stood a chance. There were some hard-fought matches and some close calls. So you got to be watching your back in this league, because one mistake and you are down. And you might just find yourself down a set. But coming up just outside of our top 4 is Tempo. We saw Tempo come in last night. Was it last night? Oh, I can't remember now. Why am I blanking on team names? Oh my goodness. Of course, I am a professional streamer and I am blanking. Maybe it wasn't. Anyways, I can't remember who played last night. It was Keatic. Had to have been Keatic and Tempo. No. Doesn't sound right. Hang on, we're going to confirm this. Midnight Griefers. That's what it was. It was Keatic and Midnight Griefers. And let me tell you, oh my gosh, Midnight Griefers almost grabbed their first win of the league last night. But tonight, we're going to see just as amazing games here. So, but we will see Tempo later this week, and you're going to be... And let me tell you, their opponents, oh boy, they're going to be good ones. But now in 7th place, we have Shiggy Wiggy, followed up by EX Trainers in 8th place. This week, EX Trainers has pulled out of our bottom 4 and climbed into the top 8. So that is a contested spot right now. 8th and 9th place, because we have seen Mew World Order drop in the standings and come into 9th place. They're now in the bottom 4, along with No Sweat, Midnight Griefers, and Team Meow. So what is the bottom 4? Well, let me tell you, the bottom 4 is at the end of 11 weeks. So right before the playoff season starts, these bottom 4 teams are going to be eliminated. That means they will not be participating in the playoff season because we're only going to be running with a top 8 team. So you may have heard a timer. That was my timer to go ping the teams with a lobby code so that they can start coming in. So let us go do that. Let's go at Hampsters, at Arson, and let's give them the lobby code There is a lot of the same numbers in this. A lot of 7s, a lot of 3s. So let's go. All right, we have given off. And since Arson is sitting in 4th place right now, and Hampsters is in 6th, this will mean that Arson will come into this game number 1 with draft priority. So they will get to choose whether or not they are going first. So let me ask what you're doing. All right, so we have our teams in, but this is going to be a show and a half, and we do have the matchups all ready to go for the next game, but why spoil it now? That's what you want to see. You want to see where your favorite teams are going to come through. Yo, Geo Fried Rice, thank you for the follow. Also, I do have to give this a huge shout out as well to Alpha Conqueror for our first sub of the channel from somebody who's not a friend. Now, I believe Fairy was the first sub with Prime, so we do appreciate that, Fairy. But Alpha Conquer is the first random sub that we have had on this channel. And guys, that's a great sign. So give a huge shout out to Alpha Conquer, who subbed while we were offline too, by the way. That is macho behavior right there. That's macho behavior right there. And let me tell you that we are excited to be able to start seeing our community grow like this. So hella excited. So again, thank you very much. And our teams are loading in. We have 2 minutes until start time. And now, we have Arson already in. Our production's coming in. Evoli Ravioli has decided that Arson will take 2nd pick into this first draft. That is actually a huge pick right there, because what you're doing is deciding whether or not you're going to take a priority mon first, or whether you're going to save that last pick to try to counter what the entirety of the other team has. And it seems like when you want to go, it seems like Arson is opting for this first match to try to lock in that certainty, that first win by using that last pick on their team as they please. But the other thing you have to keep in mind too is that even if you don't get first pick, you do have 2 picks right after that. And these 2 picks are usually very powerful too, because you can lock in a tank and a supporter, so you can deny 2 core Pokemon to the other team, whilst they're only getting 1 very viable Pokemon. Yo, Sushi Wando, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it, my man. Super thank you to everyone who follows. Awesome. But yes, we do have to figure out which team is on here, because I believe I'm not seeing certain members here, because we do need to figure out who is where. So that way there we can. All right. Okay. All right, that's not going to work. All right, because we do have Ratus apparently, and you can change your names in this as well, so you can definitely see who is this. So we're going to check some trainer info, try to get to see who is what. Oh wow, okay. Oh, set to private. That is not helpful to me. What is this one? That one's also set to private. Okay, guys. When you set it to private, I got to figure out which team is. All right, we're going to ask in the chat there. Now, the reason we're trying to figure out which team is where is because we do have some beautiful, if not simplistic, graphics to help you keep track of which side's which team and how many points they've scored. If we get the teams wrong, we get the names wrong, that's never going to end well for anybody. That's just going to confuse a bunch of people. So that is what we're trying to get information for tonight. Our set was delayed a little bit, But that is A-okay because we were ready and on time, ready to go to give you guys some peak entertainment. Old Mannington. Whoa! Alpha is Kedic bot attacker. Whoa. Well, that is amazing. Well, again, Alpha, thank you very much. All right, we are trying to get our players into the lobby. We are on a bit of a time crunch as one of the players may have to disappear within an hour. And last night's set went to a best of 5, which did mean an almost 2-hour show. We had an hour and 40 minutes. And let me tell you, that was a wild set. So again, if you have not seen the VOD, check it out on YouTube. We do have it. That is Kedic versus Midnight Griefers. And that was a fire match indeed. All right, again, our teams are trying to load in. Now, I wish I had some fun little stats for you guys. But as we all know, I am a professional streamer, and let me tell you, we do have such stats indeed. So far in the Zygarde League, we did have the reigning king of Lucario with a 100% win rate. But that was dethroned only a few nights ago, as he did lose a match. And in the same breath, that same match, the curse of Clefable was lifted. Clefable originally having a 0% win rate in the Zygarde League took its first win. So we had the dethroning of Lucario and the curse breaking of Clefable. But that means our new top Pokemon with a 100% win rate takes the stage with Trevenant being a surprise pick there. Wow, Trevenant. You wouldn't expect a Trevenant to be able to come in and have a 100% win rate in a league like this. But it does. Even in the UCS, it's not able to do that. So down here in the Zygarde League, it is hard indeed. Ho-Oh also has sitting at a 68.85% ban rate within the Zygarde League. That is insane. It's almost 70% of matches. Nobody is wanting to sit here. JKDX456, thank you for the follow. Super appreciate it. I don't often get to interact with the chat here, so this is great to be able to do this right before we got to get going in. So let us update our team names as we now know where each team is going to be playing tonight. All right, and that means we can assign proper draft priority to the other team to make sure that Arson is first pick. All right, we already have the names in here. You'll laugh as soon as you see they've changed their names to. That's okay. I can never follow the names anyways. I'll just call out the Pokemon. You think you can get me? Well, ha! The joke's on you. So it does look like we do have Arson for the most part here in mass. We are waiting on their opponents, Hampsters, to come through. So another fun fact about the Zygarde League, Snorlax is the top pick of the Zygarde League, sitting at a nice whopping 77%. Now, I know the fun graphics with these would be really awesome to see, and I will have them for you next week. They are in the works. But right now, we are also tracking points scored. Yes, that's right. We are tracking points scored. To date, Arson has scored 2,842 points out of 3 weeks of the 2 weeks in the Zygarde League, and they're going to be increasing that tonight with week number 3. Hampsters is sitting at 1,954 points scored. That is the second lowest in the league. But again, remember, every other team aside from Arson has been able to have 3 matches so far. This is their third set this week. So, They might be last on the list for the week, but they will not be any less exciting. And then how many points in the Zygarde League total were scored, you asked? Well, maybe I didn't actually hear anybody ask, but 46,711 points scored across 61 games. We are goaling here, folks. We are not stopping at any rate. Scores are coming in. Huge points across the board. Hyde on his designer era. Yes, I am on my designer era. You can come through with that. Perfect. All right. We have all members in. All right, and we will do ready checks now, please. Let me know here when you are ready. All right, we have all members of our team in. Now we are looking for ready checks. Perfect. Once our teams are ready, we'll be able to get into the draft, and we'll see if Toho or Charizard or even Suicune are going to make it through. Because let me tell you, we almost 100% ban rate on Charizard last set. We had a little bit of a bait and switch, Charizard being one of Midnight Griefers coming through here. They let it through one game. The Midnight Griefers chose not to take it. It was used against them, and they demolished it. And then when it came back their way, they were like, nah, bro, we're going to ban it out. Will the full stats ever be shown released? We will have graphics when we come out. Let's go, more stats. We can give you more stats. You want to know the team with the most points scored right now? You want to know the team? Out of the 46,711 points, Thanks Gaming reigns at the top, eclipsing the second place scorer by over 1,100, by almost 1,100 points, sitting at 6,610 total points scored, averaging 734 points a game. That's a game, folks. Whoo, boy, is that ever something. Let me tell you. All right, we have our first ready check in from Kyoto. So that is for the side of Hampsters. But yes, will the full stats ever be shown released? I'm not sure. Maybe at the end of the season for sure. We will definitely see about releasing all of the stats to all of the players. But otherwise, we will stick to graphics on here until we are given the go-ahead otherwise. All right, we are now waiting for the go-ahead from Arson. But let them take their time for right now, because we do have like a little bit of time here. So we'll give them another minute, then we'll ping them, because that's what we do. Yes. Perfect. Thank you, mid lane, for being able to do that. Yes, Latios is banned. That was one of the questions I was just asking. Yes, Latios is banned. When will it be free? Some point next week. When Latios comes to coins, Latios will be free and clear to be used by our teams to devastate each other or to start climbing that ban list and become number one. And what I mean by number one? The number one banned Pokemon. I'm expecting that. If we don't get Latios through, I'm expecting Latios to be number one. Yo, Frito-Lay 5. Thank you for the follow. For all our new followers, welcome to the Bale indeed. We are ready and excited to have you as part of our community. All right, we have our ready checks in. We are ready to go. We're starting game number 1 of Arson, your purple team, and Hampsters, your orange team. And we will see what our first bans are going to be. Hampsters is with the draft priority right now, so they will be our first ban for the evening. We are locking in that Blissey. Yes, Blissey locked in as a first ban. That's not a bad ban, actually. if you're trying to run a CC heavy comp, if you're trying to bring in a Buzzwole, if you're trying to bring in even a Darkrai, you're going to want to get rid of that Blissey. We have Charizard here. That's no surprise. Charizard's taken out almost every game. Same with Ho-Oh. There's a reason Ho-Oh has a 77% ban rate in this league, because nobody wants to play it. Nobody wants to play around it. Everybody knows how bad it can be. And we have the Alcremie rounding out that fourth ban for the side of Arson. Alcremie being an incredible healer right in the crutch of a battle with massive heals for not just one or two, but team-wide. We do have Suicune locked in. When you get rid of that Blissey and you're going first pick and you're going for that Suicune, that is going to be a strong pick indeed. And we see an XP share on it, which is going to allow more damage coming out for the side of Hampsters, being able to use the Suicune for that utility instead. Over on the side of Arson, we do have Snorlax Psyduck coming in. That is a constant, powerful core. We didn't see Snorlax get banned, I believe, all last set. Snorlax was just grabbed and picked away. Like, it was such a powerful Pokemon. Like, if you're going to just let it through, I mean, yeah, you're going to pick it. Followed up by, we got Ice Lane. Hampsters running Ice Lane. I mean, they did say they were an A9 one-trick and locked it in. I mean, might as well, right? If you're going to live up to the name. That is going to be that is not just going to be powerful. That's going to be an annoying lane to deal with. All of that freeze. Better bring a full heal. We have Mew and Leafeon. Mew, very technical Pokemon. Even I haven't locked down on it. But that is rocking an XP share. Carry Psyduck? XP share Mew, carry Psyduck? That'll be interesting. But we will see how the items get adjusted coming here into this. These players might even be swapping these Pokemon around. But the Leafeon is going to be strong here because it's going to have a nice, powerful Unite move. Depending on how rough that Alolan Ninetales is going to be, Leafeon jumping on top of it could be the key to their success. We do have Talonflame and Blaziken coming out and rounding out the comp for Hampsters. So this does make them a little bit more scaly. Suicune not coming online really until about level 5 once it gets its first move. Mamoswine being not coming online until 5, even though it's got a strong lane as Swinub. Talonflame kind of being useless till 7. I mean, what is it? Fletchinder can be pretty strong there, but Blaziken's one of the weakest crutches. So right in that early game, you got to get that Blaziken online. If you set that back, it is gone. And without a healer, without any sort of sustain coming in on the side of Hampsters, Inteleon is going to round out Arson's final pick. Those snipe shots coming in are going to be absolutely devastating. When you have a Talonflame and you see an Inteleon, you know who your target's going to be. You know who you got to dive on. So it's just going to be a matter of how well is that Talonflame going to be able to execute that Inteleon and get the KO on it, and how well is Arson going to be able to defend it. I forgot to check the items in the swap there too. I mean, that could be a carry Psyduck. We still don't know. Arson just leaving us in suspense. And Popsy coming in the chat there with a great tidbit comment there. Thank you, Popsy there. Team stats will be revealed at the end of the season. So there we go. So we'll give cool little tidbits as we come out. But overall, if you want to see how everybody's performing, go do that. Oh, we do have Inteleon going into the center path here. Leafeon opting to try to get online early through the top. That does mean we have the Snorlax Mew. Mew did take off the experience share, so we are not seeing a carried Psyduck. We do have that nasty Ice Lane in the bottom here, just like we saw. They are going to start securing farm right away. They're not applying too much pressure yet, but that is not stopping that Mamoswine from being able to zone out a little bit while this Ninetales starts grabbing farm to get online to level 4. Up in the top here, we do not have any sort of stacks for this Blaziken. Kyoto here sitting on that Blaziken, starved out already. We had an opportunity to grab 1 to 3 stacks, and they're not able to get on there. That is just how powerful this Psyduck Leafeon lane is. Oh, we already have Father here on the going down with the Fletchinder. That is not something you want your top laner doing this early in the game. You come in, you want to be there for this fight, which is about to start in 5 seconds when those birds spawn. When you're down an opponent coming into here, and you don't have any sort of secure, that Leafeon coming through, but we're able to tick into a farm to climb into that combustion. We don't have a whole lot of advantage or pressure going on here. Arson is going to pull out, looking to reset, grab their levels, and look for the re-engage at 8 minutes once they have their level 7s. Down in the bot side here, we are looking for our Piloswine. Mamoswine is going to evolve here at level 5, come online. We are 13 seconds out from our mid-birds here at 8 minutes. We can already see the side of Hamsters rotating in, going for early pressure and engage, but we have Inteleon already online at 7. We do have those snipe shots coming out, and they're already a huge hit on that Ninetales. The farm does go down. Suicune, the first victim of this fight, looking to be our only one, as Psyduck is continuously grabbing vision with the Leafeon on those front lines for those snipes from the Mew and the Inteleon. Oh, nice kidnap from the Combustion. Nice Blaze Kick coming through. Solar Beam collapsing on it, but not enough. Talonflame low, barely dodging the snipe shot. Fly coming in, picks up the KO, but goes down to the Mew. We are sitting at 2-2 with pressure from Arson onto this front pad. They're trying to deny any sort of level up, but the Suicune grabs the last tick on that farm as they are pressuring. We are now 10 seconds out from our first objectives. Regieleki in our top path, and we are ready to see a roulette of which Reggie is spawning in the bottom path. It is going to be a Registeel. Arson already with their first pad on the bottom path broken. But Hamsters is right on it. They're ready to grab it. Arson's decided to give it up to Hamsters, but that does give them a power position up in the top. They're beginning the rip after the Piloswine's already grabbed that Registeel. Talonflame coming in right behind as Arson is trying to zone out. We're going for the double secure. Blaziken with the overheat. That's a rough secure to try to outdo there. Overheat plus fly. That's, even if you're Solar Blade Leafeon, that is going to be rough indeed. We have Inteleon and Mew keeping pressure on this front pad. Blaziken doing everything he can. Not enough. Goes down. We have 40 points with a 30 cap over going in. 80 scored total for the side of Arson, putting them back in the lead of 110 to 93. Regieleki still playing for the other team, playing for Hamsters indeed, but gets taken out. They might have grabbed him, converted him, and brought him to their side, but they were just as quickly to ditch him and let him go. Piloswine doing very good work down here, keeping pressure on keeping pressure on the center lane, but going down to a well-timed snipe shot. The side of Arson does not know how close that Ninetales was to kicking it, but Ninetales sees that they were in that bush, goes in. Snorlax frozen in midair, tries to kidnap with the block. The A9 Unite comes out, not able to secure it, and goes down. Blaziken now on the back foot, very low, grabs a KO on the Leafeon, saved by the Psyduck's headache. Huge damage coming in on this Piloswine, and it goes down. Piloswine still not a Mamoswine as we hit into this 5-minute mark. Hamsters now takes the lead with 144 to 110. They are barely etching ahead on these points, but they are keeping Arson on the back foot. We do have this bottom Reggie coming in, which the side of Arson is going to give up. We have a Reggie Rock, but that's okay. We have Regieleki coming in on this top side path. Ninetales Blazing and going to start ripping it. Suicune Piloswine starting to zone. Meanwhile, Inteleon's trying to contest a little bit of this farm here. We finally have Mamoswine online at 424. That is going to be huge for the side of Hamsters now that their tank is fully capable. But we do have an awesome zone coming out. We have Mew and Leafeon and Psyduck beginning the rip. But the secure coming through, the Leafeon's going to get it. Talonflame going down to a Psyduck Snorlax nasty combo there as they jump on the Suicune and take that double knockout. Blaziken and Mamoswine trying to escape, but that Snorlax being extra mean with those blocks, stopping it. Mamoswine Unite coming up, being like, I had enough. Ice banging the Snorlax, trying to take it down, but not going to be enough. almost getting knocked out, but he is a bulky, beautiful beast, being able to walk out of that almost unscathed. 1 HP in a dream is almost unscathed. Talonflame doing the good work of Arceus, taking down that Inteleon for the side of Hampsters, living on 1 HP in a dream, almost getting sniped by that Mew, just barely out of range. That would have been a huge KO for that Mew. Coming out with a nice little bit of an experience swing back for it. As our teams are disengaging, we are at 166 to 144. We are in anybody's game, and we are in the final minute of before the Rayquaza fight. Talonflame is looking for backcaps already. We have a huge 40 coming in that puts them in the lead, but it's not far enough in the lead for the warning prop that will come at the 2-minute mark to say which team is in the lead. So both teams will not know. As the points stand, both teams will not know who is in the lead, and that is going to put extra pressure on these teams because that's going to force each team to think about: are we in the lead? Are we behind? How do we get ahead? And knowing who's going to make who has to make the first move during that Ray fight, that is going to be so crucial. But Hampsters is already collapsing on top of this Reg Ice, coming down and being able to take it. They will have a nice 90-second healing buff going into this Rayquaza fight. We are now 5 seconds out, and we have Arson taking a nice position with Psyduck, Inteleon, and Snorlax. And we did miss it for a huge back cap of 277 to 184. Arson was like, listen, we know what the game state is. We know what's going to happen. We got to swing it into our favor. So they now have eliminated the need to be forced to take the Rayquaza fight. Blaziken coming in. Huge Blaziken coming through. But Inteleon gets through all of those bodies and snipes it. Talonflame on top with the Snorlax support, though. Not enough to take Inteleon down. Hampsters is falling one by one as Arson stays up. Mamoswine trying to get out, but goes down to the Mew boosted. That is going to be rough. Ninetales getting pushed out as the Great Green Dragon is getting low. Blaziken's coming in, but not enough. Now they got to play on defense and rip those shields as Arson secures the Rayquaza. 1 minute to go. 277 to 184. 363 to 184. Huge points are coming in for the side of Arson. Ninetales, Suicune taken down in the defense. Not many shields broken, except Leafeon's is down. And Inteleon still with a full cap of 50 and a huge shield coming in. We are 435 to 184 with 40 seconds left. It is not completely over for the side of Hampsters. 611 to 184. Now it might be. With all the points that are left on the board and being able to cross that map, this game might be out of Hampsters' reach. And so game number 1 will go to the side of Arson. What a match. What a first game. Hampsters was keeping pace with Arson, being able to just lock them in, stay ahead on points just barely. But oh my gosh, let me tell you, that was not easy to come through. Arson recognized the situation. They knew what they needed to do. They used the Psyduck, they used the Mew to try to get vision as they needed to come through so they can make that backcap play. Backcapping is not always bad as long as you have team consent. If your team consents to it, it's not a bad play. Only if you fail. But oh my goodness, what a game number 1 indeed. So that is Arson on our purple team, and they are going to take the first point. Woo! Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these stats because we know our players love their stats. All right, we have 70k already damage on this Inteleon. Woo! What a huge amount of pressure that this Inteleon is able to do. The further away Inteleon is, the harder those snipe shots are going to hit. And as we saw when it was chunking down Blaziken, Ninetales, Mamoswine even being able to take out our father Talonflame, not able to survive the onslaught of not just these snipe shots, but these boosted autos as well with the full crit stacks. Leafeon and Mew coming in with a respectable 42 and 44k each. That is actually decent damage for these Pokemon. For the movesets that they were doing, for the engages that they were a part of, they were in there for quick, decisive blows, as we can see 5 and 3 coming through here. Their goal wasn't to brawl, it was to secure KOs. It was to lock in with some backcaps, and boy, did they do that. On the side of Hampsters, though, we have a nice, respectable 40k on the Talonflame, 46k on the Alolan Ninetales. Alolan Ninetales being very effective, being able to lock in with the Mamoswine when they were paired together. That freeze lane was just absolutely brutal, and that early game pressure plus the early evolution on the Ninetales, that is something you do not want to fight into. But Arson did a great job of being able to hold that back until they were able to get online. And as we can see from the score here, the score was relatively even right up until the 2-minute mark, right before the Rayquaza spawned in. Huge caps coming in for the side of Arson to, again, take them out of that danger zone. So, whoo, my goodness, what a set indeed. All right, let's go in and let's get our ready checks from our teams. Again, we will do ready checks here. We want to get them on the way and get going. And for those of you who are new to the Zygarde League is a league intended for those who have placed 24th or lower within the UCS season, or for those who have no placement at all. Maybe you didn't participate, maybe you want to come see. That is A-okay. Zygarde League is open for everyone. Now, we may the limits might be increased for the next season, but that is to be decided. And we're only on week 3. We still have like 9 weeks to go to figure this out. So stay tuned for it. Every set is going to be a best of 5 set. So even though we have 1 game in, we could still see full 5 games. It depends on how both teams play and who's able to lock in. We do have ready checks from Quality and from Father, so we're ready for game number 2. Oh, wait, hang on. Crap, I forgot. Oh, we forgot draft priority ask. Both teams did ready up without specifying who. Uh-oh. All right, let's make sure our teams are good with this to make sure no draft reset is coming through. So we do have Ho-Oh and Blissey bands again coming in. Ho-Oh, Blissey are huge coming in for the side of what Hampsters might want to do. We have the Suicune Charizard out from Arson. Charizard seeing absolutely no love at all this set so far, and most of the Zygarde League this week. Charizard's just not receiving any love. He's receiving a lot of hate, being able to ban out. Suicune going to follow that. That Suicune was annoying in the hands of Hampsters, so they are going to get rid of it. And they're going to see that Alcremie pick come out, followed by a Hoopa Umbreon pick. Wow. So Arson is completely changing up their strategy. They're like, listen, game number 1, we got what we wanted. We did the scoring. We did the back cap. We did the goaling. Now we're going to try something new. You're going to try to counter us, but we're going to be like, you go ahead, you counter that strategy, we're moving on. We're going to see complete counter picks pulled away from Arson's last comp. We have the Alcremie, which was banned before, being denied to Arson. Snorlax and Teleon being robbed from them. But we don't know if these are the Pokemon that they're going to be using. If these are the Pokemon that they initially wanted. Blaziken will now be going to the side of Arson, though, along with Mew. These are 2 powerful, secure Pokemon. Mew with being able to secure with that Electro Ball. Blaziken with Overheat. And the sustain from Blaziken during these engagements off of its ability, oh my goodness. It's when you have a high enough Blaziken, when you have somebody good on Blaziken, you don't fear a 1v4 scenario at Rayquaza. Because you look at your options like, bro, I'm Blaziken. Even though you've got 3-man advantage on that Blaziken, sometimes you're just like, shoo, man, we're kind of cooked. So it all comes down to who is on that Blaziken. We are going to have Metagross and Darkrai coming out for the side of Hampsters. This is going to be huge. Metagross coming online very, very late, being able to maximize maximize the shields off of Decorate and the heals from Recover. So that is going to be an option for the side of there. And I just realized I'm narrating the game and I forgot to switch the scene. So y'all aren't even seeing the action as I'm narrating it. So that is, guys, I swear, a professional streamer here. But don't worry, I got you. We switched it back. Don't worry. We go from radio host to now video broadcaster. Look at that. The change was seamless. And we are going to grab that Talonflame coming through. Billowing Oak, thank you for the follow. Super appreciate that. All right. But now that we are coming through here, we do have these teams. Again, it's going to be hard to say who's able to come online sooner. We have a very snowbally type comp on the side of Arson there with the Umbreon, Hoopa, and the Mew being able to exert incredible amounts of pressure. If they're able to get that Blaziken online, then they're going to be able to run away with this match. Talonflame is going to be a powerful option to secure as well. The side of Hampsters is also got really early game with the Snorlax and the Milcery with the Alcremie there. But they are going to need to make sure that they're able to get online. They will have a powerful gank here from this Darkrai as it enters the center path and starts brawling it out with this Xatu. But unlike the last game where we saw Hamster struggling to get into Blaziken, Arson's trying to avoid that, go straight to the Combusken by making it go into that center path. Talonflame already going for a quick stack here. We do see a score shield on that Talonflame. That Talonflame is going to be looking for backcaps. This is Arson's specialty, going for consensual backcaps, because that's what you need. You don't want to make your team angry by going for it at Ray and be like, look guys, look what I can do. I'm going to do it dumb. No, you want to make sure your team is on board with it. We have nice Hoopa secures and the Talonflame, making sure that we do get that experience going for it. We do have that Combusken here in the top lane there. Nicely hidden, nicely positioned for these birds as well. Darkrai is a little bit limited coming in. It needs vision from its allies who are now just coming into lane. But there are 3 and 4 going into this Hoopa and the Mew, who are 4 and 5 now coming down. HP is low for the side of Hamsters, but the evolution saves the Metagross, but only for a little bit. We do have 4-man and got a 4-man gank into this top lane here with the Hoopa, the Mew, the Fletchinder, and the Combusken. But it's not enough to exert the pressure and keep it on that goal pad. Coming down to this bot lane here, we do have the Umbreon duking it out with Snorlax, trying to survive the onslaught that is Inteleon, dodging and swinging away from those snipe shots. Well, the pre-snipe shot. It's a water gun, all right? It's just a tiny little water gun. But don't let the name fool you. It is powerful. It is strong, and it is deceptive sometimes. But Hamsters, the first one into these mids, they're opting to take the farm over the KOs. Arson not even going to play ball, not even going to play the game. We do have a nice collapse into this bot side as the Inteleon goes to score as Drizzile gets away. Huge engage into the top here. Metagross and Darkrai collapsing on the Blaziken, getting a nice double knockout with the Fletchinder and the Blaziken going down, leaving Hoopa the only one to guard the top side pad. We are 30 seconds out from our Reggies now. Regieleki into the top path, and an unknown Reggie spawning into the bot side. Well, we have Arson in full force coming into this top side path. They are ready to take Regieleki. They are ready to take Hamsters down. And in a 4v3 scenario, it just might happen. With these Hoopa portals being able to constantly reset HP, this is going to be a hard fight for Hamsters to get into. But Darkrai is slowly ticking into that 9 and gets it now online with its Unite move. Blaziken, level 8, very dangerous Pokemon. Nobody opting to go for these objectives. Can we sneak down to this bot lane and see what this bottom Reggie is? It's just a Regice. Nobody's going for it. Everybody's going to be looking to rip this Regieleki very first. But Arson is looking to give it up, keeping vision on what's going on topside. They are taking a position to go into the bot side and take the Reg Ice. They do prefer that early experience, even if most players consider the buff of the healing to be negligible at best. But with this front pad sitting at 7, it will be more advantageous for the side of Arson to let it crash. Now, the lowest this Regieleki can go is 8 points, so you do want to kind of get it low to break that 8 points. But if you're getting KOs here, you don't want to have that pad broken. That Darkrai trying to score 13 points to break it. They finally let that Regieleki crash as they come in. Boom, that pad is down for 117 to 64 for the side of Hampsters. But our Hampsters is giving chase. Hoopa is down in the flux zone, trying to get away. Huge KO from that Inteleon on the Hoopa. Hoopa is no longer going to be in that backside, harassing the side of Hampsters. Hampsters is making this a very close game indeed as the Mew begins farming up, trying to get its levels. It may not be a typical carry, but it is a carry in this game for sure. So all of the damage that they're opting to do, they got to get levels and they got to get on par, especially if they're going to be able to secure with that Electro Ball or with the Solar Beam. Huge fight coming in here. We got nice defense from this Umbreon playing pad defense. Snorlax doing whatever it can to just be annoying. And my gosh, is he ever. I'm glad I'm not on the team of Arson right now, because if I was, I would be aggroed by that Snorlax with how he's just taking no damage at all, being able to shrug it off and be like, hey, what's up? Just hanging out. He's like the imposter on the other team right now. He's like our Arson's fake 6th player. He's just hanging out there. He's like, I'm one of you guys. Psych! Nice Sweet Scent coming out, being able to slow down the foes from that Alcremie, trying to lock in for the Inteleon to get some nice snipes in. We are 10 seconds away from Regieleki spawning in this top lane. Going for whichever team takes it, it will go straight to their tier 2. 5 seconds out now for this basement Reggie. Going to be a Registeel. This is a coveted target indeed. This will raise your attack and special attack for 90 seconds. This is going to be a huge buff, and Hampsters is already collapsing on it, looking to zone out. But they're stretching too thin. Is this going to be a problem? The Darkrai Unite on the Blaziken coming in. Going to be able to grab that KO, but not before it takes massive damage. Oh, that Registeel was living on 1 HP in a dream. Any team could have grabbed it, and it was the Talonflame taking Registeel for the side of Arson. Metagross alone in the top lane, grabbing Regieleki, trying to send it down. Huge scores coming in from the side of Arson to make it 179 to 152. This is going to put them in the lead. And what have we seen with Arson? When the score is this close, they will look for a back cap indeed. And let me tell you, they will with a score shield Talonflame. That might just happen. That might be viable if they don't pressure first. Hoopa with nice portals being able to transport Boo. But no, Metagross with a nice wall coming through, trapping the side of Arson, but it's not going to be enough as each member of Hampsters falls one by one. And Inteleon getting the heck out of dodge while Alcremie is like, listen, I have recovered. I have Sweet Scent. I can survive and waste your time for as long as necessary. And as it dives into the back line, going in for this, the chase is on, and he finally goes down. That Alcremie being incredibly annoying, denying the KO for as long as it did, surviving with that. Recover. One of the most broken moves in the game, guys. Like, seriously, everyone's like, oh, it's Dazzling Gleam. It's what's the other one? Decorate. Let me tell you, the real threat is that Recover. It heals almost 2k off every dollop. And when you got a Snorlax to pair with that, that's extra heals for the Snorlax. Snorlax is just like, that's yummy food. I get a buff from that. But we are 15 seconds out. We have to watch a back cap from that Talonflame, because that is its specialty. It has 0 points right now. But a back cap from the Talonflame with the score shield, ooh, that could be rough indeed. We are just throwing some dollops of cream over on the other team there. That could be situational. That could be trying to gain advantage if those fights go into that bush. We have slight hits on the Rayquaza. No team knows who's ahead and who's not. Talonflame, 9 points in the pocket. Most likely not looking for a back cap. Instead is on the hunt. He's waiting for vision on this Inteleon to come through. All that needs is one snipe shot to try to figure out where it is. Even just the reticle doesn't need the full snipe shot coming through. Talonflame's now looking to dive in with a huge Bravebird coming in with a Unite to escape out. Hoopa Unite coming through. Metagross trapping the side of Arson, and with it, not enough, but the Hoopa goes down, the first victim of this fight. Snipe shots coming through, hitting that Umbreon. Massive damage coming through. Umbreon escaping on 1 HP in the Dream. Hoopa back in 8 seconds. That advantage that they had, not enough. But the snipe on the Snorlax. Then the Metagross falls. This is this Hamster's demise. Arson is putting the pressure on them. Darkrai's now down. Rayquaza's down on 1 HP in the Dream. Anybody could grab it. Inteleon looking for it. Inteleon with the secure and the Rayquaza. 2 shields from the side of Hamsters. Only this game could go in anybody's way. Inteleon's trying to get through a gold pad. He's not going to go. Oh my goodness, all shields are broken. But does this mean that Hamsters is out? No, it is 179 to 166. This is anybody's game. We have a pincer score possibly coming through from the Hoopa and the Blaziken. They're gathering on the pad. Darkrai goes up. Hoopa comes bottom. Blaziken coming through. No, he's not able to get over the wall. Hoopa's getting chased off and chased out. Blaziken trying to isolate somebody, get these scores in again. Hamsters is down by 13 points. That somebody's got to go score. They're trying to pray through. They're trying to say, hey, we might be ahead. We have all our shields broken, but unfortunately, that is a false hope. Game number 2 going to the side of Arson. Woo! Wow, guys. Oh my gosh. What a hard set that was. That was a close game, let me tell you. Oh my gosh. Woo! Let me tell you, 10 out of 10 gameplay? Yeah, absolutely. Hide wrong screen. I noticed. I got there in the end. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. We did get that entire game on record. Trust. Aussie Genos is 9. Thank you for the follow. I super appreciate it. But let's get into what our viewers are actually here for. It's not the gameplay. It's not old hide. It is random game stats. Let's go see what we're here for. 111 points scored by that Talonflame. Goal getter, putting the work in indeed. 80 damage on that Mew. Wow, 80k damage coming in for that Mew. That Mew was putting the work through, doing the good work of Lord Arceus himself. But as you can see, that's 80k, but the rest of the damage on the other team. Well, that's the Mew hogging it all. Throwing it out with Electro Balls and Solar Beams. Blaziken coming in with a nice, respectable 59k. Meanwhile, on the side of Hamsters, what is that? That is a Metagross. Almost called him father once more. Daddy, is that you? Come back with the cigarettes. 25 years later. But 56k on that Metagross. That Metagross was not slacking at all. With a nice 43k to follow that up with a respectable amount of damage from that Darkrai. That Darkrai was not looking to output lots of damage or anything like that. It was looking for specific targets to hunt down. And find them they did. Alcremie coming in with a huge 94k heals. The difference it makes when you have a healer on your team. Whew, I'll tell you right now, that is a lot of heals. Although with 77k damage, I think we know where some of that came from. I think that came from the great escape the Alcremie led Arson on. But as we can see where these points were going, the game was swinging back and forth. Hamsters taking an early lead and holding it for nearly 3 minutes before the side of Arson was able to round it up and take a slight lead. And that's all they held. 179 to 166. That is all the points they needed. 13 points scored is all, or 14 points is all the side of Hamsters needed. Just any player with 7 points. That is so easy to get through. That is so frustrating to run on. But let me tell you, Arson did a fantastic job of keeping the pressure on them and keeping them away from those pads. They ripped those shields and they went down. So as we are getting now ready for game number 3, let us go see if our players are ready. All right, let's head back to just chatting screen, which we will not leave there. Okay, one of the members from the side of Hamsters has to go. Uh-oh. We will need to look at how this is going to be resolved indeed. All right. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we did get the draft on screen in for sure. There, I apologize for the confusion there as well. But we are going to sort this out from our teams. All right. Now we did have a bit of a delay coming through, but some players do have to leave. We are 2-0 right now for the side of Arson. But we did have Arson request a time pushback that Hamsters did agree to. So how this is going to be resolved is going to be an interesting state, to say the least. All right. While our admins are figuring that out, let us give some more random stats, because that's what we like to see in the Zygarde League. So let us see, what can we give for a very specific Pokemon. What Pokemon do our people want to see? What about the Dawn of Duraludon? Well, let me tell you, Duraludon, I'll tell you right now, Duraludon has a 100% win rate. That's right, Duraludon in the Zygarde League has a 100% win rate. But you want to know what its pick grade is? 1.64%. That means in one match, Duraludon participated, and Duraludon won. And you know what? That's all you need for a 100% win rate. You don't need to come back into this game. You just need one match to get to that 100% win rate. What about our man Trevenant, who's also sitting at the top charts right now with that 100% win rate? Let us see where he is in this chart here. This is not in alphabetical order, let me tell you. All right. So we do have our ruling in here, so we're waiting for this response from Hampsters. But as we are looking for this Trevenant in this thing, where is it? Oh my gosh, I must be blind. There he is, the Great Green Tree himself. Oh, 11.4% pick rate. Ooh. So we have about 4 different picks with Trevenant right now. That is a decent win rate indeed. And you hate to see it, folks, but there is good sportsmanship going on in this chat now, so we do appreciate that from both teams. Unfortunately, Hampsters is unable to continue going on. We did have a substitution offer for the side of Hampsters, but they were not able to accept. I guess too many players were not able to continue going on. So this means that this is going to the side of Arson. Arson going to be taking number 3 from a forfeit. But that is okay. We had 2 fantastic games coming in from these players here. And the teams did not disappoint. It could have swung anybody's way indeed. Oh my gosh. But that's okay, because let me hear you say more random stats. Well, let me tell you, I got your random stats right here. And yes, we have a nice little graphic for it. So we're going to come in here. We're going to look at the matchups for the next week. That's right. We have Mew World Order versus Hampsters, Thanks Gaming versus Tempo, and Team Meow versus the Midnight Griefers. These are going to be some awesome matches indeed. We do have Team Meow and Midnight Griefers at the bottom of the bracket, but that is okay. Both teams are looking for their first win this season, and it looks like that one of them is going to find it in week number 4. Thanks Gaming sitting at the top of the charts is Tempo going to be able to take them down. And New World Order dropped into the bottom 4. Will the Hampsters be able to keep them there, or will they take the win to climb out? And now we have the other 3 matchups for the week. Yeah, EX Trainers versus Arson. So our Arson team tonight is going up against the EX Trainers. EX Trainers just haven't crawled out of the bottom 4, but is Arson going to put them down and keep the 3rd place spot? And then we have Shiggy Wiggy versus No Sweat. No Sweat, Shiggy Wiggy. These are going to be really fun games here as well. Shiggy Wiggy, one of the favorites of the Zygarde League among fans, and No Sweat with no problems being able to take them down. Then we have Kedic. Oh, Kedic is going to be having a hard match indeed. Secret Tech with a perfect win rate so far. Is Kedic going to be able to knock them off their socks and rock their world by taking that set? We will find out coming up next time on with the Zygarde League. Now, we do have a match scheduled. Tentatively right now, we have Thanksgaming versus Tempo. So stay tuned for that one. That one is going to come to you on a Jonathan Hyde Twitch stream near you for Thursday at 9:30 p.m. That is the tentative schedule. This may change, but we will lock it in. But once again, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed. And if you are interested in the Zygarde League, check out the Discord link pinned in the top of the comments. Take care, and we'll see you on the other side.